random character generator segment. I am Greg Tito, and I'm joined by Brandy Camel. Hi, Brandy.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me again.
Very excited to roll up a character. That's what random character generator is all about. We go to D&D Beyond and click the randomize for creating a character at level 3 and get a character's stats all spat out at us, and it is up to the two of us to decide what that character's backstory is. Sometimes they're suboptimal or questionable choices by the randomized thing, but we really love being able to weave a story between it. And this is just, creativity in action, right, Brandy?
Yeah, this is so much fun. It honestly, I love doing things like improvising, and D&D is a great place to do that. And this is kind of the character generation version of that. So it's a ton of fun.
Absolutely. So let's do it. Let's click the button and get a random character for us. We're going to view this character sheet. Ooh, this has got a double name. Grarel Ariasis. Arizas? Grarel Arizas.
Okay.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's definitely a mouthful.
Eladrin Barbarian.
This is awesome.
That is such a combo. High strength, wow. We got a 16 with a +3, high dexterity, constitution, which is usually where barbarians put a lot of their stats. It's just middle of the road, got a 10 there, -1 intelligence, 0 modifier for wisdom, and a -1 charisma. So definitely strength, dexterity focused Eladrin here.
Yeah, this is it. This is an entity that is physical.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So animal handling is a trained skill. Investigation. That's interesting with a low intelligence. Nature, perception, and persuasion. That's not the skills I would have chosen for,
no, definitely not.
For a strength, dexterity based character. They are barbarians. So of course they get rage as well as reckless attack. And their primal path is the path of the beast.
Okay.
Which I believe that means that they can actually transform into. Let me just make sure I know exactly what this is all about. Path of the beast, draw their rage from a bestial spark burning within their souls.
All right. Yeah, physically transforming the barbarian.
Yeah, so at third level, which is what our character here, Grarel Arizas. I have to repeat it over and over again so I can get it right. But yeah, when you rage, you can bite, claw, or attack with the lashing tail.
All right.
You choose the weapon's form each time you raise, so it actually doesn't need to be the same each time.
Okay, that's interesting.
And it looks like we've got a couple of different origins.
Man, even
possible.
Before I saw this table, I was already thinking lycanthrope. To be honest. I was already going straight there to a place where this is a person who was cursed in some way, or maybe had a curse passed on to them.
Yeah, and Eladrin, is uber elf, right? Is that the way to kind of think about it?
Yeah, that's a pretty good way. That's in your traditional Lord of the Rings kind of universe, you're looking at the high elves. You're looking at the elfiest of elves, for lack of a better way of putting it, right?
Yeah, you're right. Even the elves that might, if you're going Tolkien, didn't even go to Middle Earth. The elves that stayed in the Undying Lands. That's what I think of as an Eladrin. So they're from either the Feywild or potentially the Shadowfell, you might say.
Yeah, potentially.
So we'll talk more about that and make figure out what that is. This is interesting. Their background is a house agent from Deneth. Is that from
Ravnica, isn't it?
Is it Ravnica, or is that what's the other house?
Oh no, that's Eberron.
Eberron. That's right. I was like, it's another E, and I kept thinking Eladrin. It's Eberron. Which house Deneth or Deneth. Do you know much about that house?
So I don't know a ton. I'll admit that I'm like not a big Eberron person, but I cheated and definitely Googled in the background.
As you should.
So it is a human dragon marked house whose members are highly acclaimed mercenaries, and bodyguards are known for their efficiency and martial skill.
Oh, interesting.
It's already they are the muscle of the dragon marked houses. And I mean, this is definitely a muscular person, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think they were hired as an agent after they were infected with lycanthropy?
Possibly. It could be, or it could be. Oh, that's kind of an interesting idea. What if like the bestial, the source that they're getting is less lycanthropy and more along the lines of tied to the dragon marks? You know,
Oh, okay.
maybe their transformation's a little bit more dragon-like.
Interesting. I like that. Okay. So when they are raging, they attack with claws and tails that look like scaled dragons, not necessarily a furry beast.
Yeah,
Okay.
that could be interesting.
And they have a lot of I guess that the persuasion and the perception would do very well if they were muscle or perhaps bodyguard to their house. They have the ability to vehicles as their tools, as well as of course the dragon chess set. But I wonder if they are either foremen or bodyguards for a caravan.
Okay. Yeah, could be that, or like a patrol guard, somebody who regularly like patrols around the area.
Mm-hmm. I like that too. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're protecting what's going on. Animal handling though, they also have that. So maybe they are involved in some way of some kind of transportation. Maybe even just maybe they're the guard at a stable or something.
Yeah. I'm really digging that like caravan idea, or maybe like an escort for dignitaries between the houses.
Mm. I like that. Yeah, being able to like almost like a secret service agent.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, neat. All right. Well, Grorel Ariasis, that feels. I don't know. Eladrin. What gender do you think they are?
Gravel Ariasis. Hmm. I don't know. I'm thinking a guy for this one.
Yeah.
This feels, I mean, I honestly I think with most character concepts you can always go in either direction. But there's something about the Grarel name that sounds masculine in my brain. I'm not sure why.
Hey, makes sense. Yeah. So definitely a very beefy Eladrin. It's got, perhaps a, I don't know, maybe an Adonis type feel. I don't know. It feels like,
Okay.
because you said the masculine, I immediately went to like those, very muscular elf fan art
Conan
that
the
I see.
Barbarian, but an elf.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when they get angry, their teeth elongate, their claws get stronger, as well as a tail appears.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they get a lining of scales on their arms as they start to rage. Or
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that too. Yeah. And because they got a low charisma, that anger might come out often. Maybe people are off put by it, maybe even animals, but they've got like I said, a decent animal handling, but not great, with only a +2. So maybe some animals, maybe even the lizard or more reptilian mounts enjoy them, but standard horses don't.
yeah, I mean, I could also see this definitely being the kind of person who takes solace in friendship with animals more so over people. Like this is the kind of person who like their best friend might be their mount, or or maybe even just the mount of the person they protect. Maybe they're closer with that person's mount than they are them.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I like that too. Like they're not necessarily guarding the dignitary; they're guarding the dignitary's mount. That's awesome. What do you think, other than being muscular and perhaps bare chested often? What do you think Grorel looks like?
Oh, so this is really interesting, right? This is somebody who has a lot of strength, but not a lot of stamina because they have kind of like average constitution, right?
Mm.
So that makes me think very power lifter style. This is the kind of person who's going to like lift really heavy weights once.
Yeah, right.
Maybe this person skips leg day.
Skips leg day. They're very top heavy. Is that what you're trying to say?
Have like really skinny legs.
And then very tiny. Yeah, right. It's almost like a cartoon. That's awesome.
Got like an inverse bell curve going on here.
But very formidable in battle, right? Like they are able to not necessarily cross distances very fast because of their lack of stamina with their legs, but they will pound on you until you submit, or at least stop bothering the mount.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 2-weapon fighting.
Well, that's really handy with the claws. That was an unintentional pun. I'm so sorry.
Handy with the claws.
I can't help myself. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. And then their phase step, which is a feature from their Eladrin background. That's freaky, right? Like if you can imagine a big, burly, angry barbarian, and then they blink 30 feet away to where the danger is.
Yeah, this is definitely somebody who, like, if their caravan came under attack, they would probably provide flanking to their other, compatriots. They would be the person to be like, all right, I'm going in deep to whatever this threat is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pop to the other side of it, and everybody else can kind of advance from there. It's a really nice tactical advantage that they have.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think they are part of a team, or do you think they work better alone, or maybe they have to be part of a team and they don't like to be?
I definitely feel like they have to be part of a team, like just out of necessity, or maybe even it's out of like commands going, we don't leave this one alone. There's like that's a bad idea. they need to be watched.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. They're able to not very well, but investigate or know what's happening if the caravan goes into the wilds with at least being trained in nature, despite having a -1 intelligence score. So they're actually only at a +1 for a trained skill.
This seems like somebody who spent a lot of time studying, right? Like this is not their strong suit, but they've invested the time in knowing these things.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried. An attempt was made.
He tried. Gorel definitely tried.
Yes.
Awesome. What kind of coloring do you think they have? What kind of hair? What kind of eyes? What kind of dress do they usually wear?
I know when you put that Adonis image in my head, I'm like, oh, we need like the long flowing blonde hair just billowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Like that immediately came to mind.
Fabio looking.
They have kind of like a flowy kind of name, so I think that kind of suits them.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely someone with some anger management issues.
Do you think they, do they wear what's necessary to fight? Are they ostentatious at all? Do they wear any jewelry?
I don't know about jewelry. I feel like, especially with like the list of different skills that they have, this feels like a somewhat pragmatic person. They know the things that they need to know. They are probably wearing like guard armor, especially because normally a lot of barbarians will go without armor because they don't need it. But this person doesn't really have any bonus in Constitution, so they don't benefit from that aspect of being a barbarian. So I could see them in like a good medium sized, like a breastplate or something like that.
Hmm.
Maybe emblazoned with their house.
Right. Yeah, having the house symbol as well. Are they now? They're not actually dragon marked, right?
No, no, it's not suggested in here that they're dragon marked,
Yeah, because
but
that's a
they are definitely
specific.
that house.
Yeah. Okay. So they just work for Deneth as a hired hand.
Hmm.
And do you think they have a consistent client, or do you think that they go from client to client based on where their house tells them to go?
I'm kind of thinking. So I could go either way on this because the interesting thing about House Deneth is that it's a human dragon marked house. So it's not necessarily one that it is going to commonly employ people from outside their culture. So this could be, maybe this is someone that a particular noble has taken a liking to, like, I like having this muscle.
Hmm.
And maybe they're not the brightest crayon in the box, but they've got the muscle where it shows, and they keep my caravan safe. So I could see a bond building there.
Yeah. Like I don't like most of like the noble could say they don't like most of the bodyguards that House Deneth has sent, but for whatever Garel Ariasis Aries I think
Aries.
we weren't saying the name for a while, then I lost it. Yeah, you're right. They just they feel like a trust has built up with Garel guarding them as they traveled across Eberron. All right. Well, I think I got a pretty clear picture of Garel. Any other thoughts or questions based on what you see here?
Oh, yeah, I think we've kind of figured out. We figured out, how they fight and how he fights in combat and where he comes from, what his connections are like,
Yeah. That
rough
he.
idea of appearance.
Yeah. All right. So Grorel Ariasis is a Aladrin barbarian who is employed by a dragon marked house, House Deneth, as a bodyguard or a guard of any kind for a noble in Eberron that has taken a liking to the odd appearance and behavior of Grorel. Grorel appears very, large on the upper body. We talked about having Adonis-like muscles, as well as flowing blonde hair, blue eyes, along with their pointy ears for being an Eladrin, but not very strong runner or able to travel distances fast via their legs, despite their high strength. Very top-heavy in appearance. No other ornamentation, such as jewelry or anything like that. They're very no nonsense, still wearing leather armor to protect themselves, maybe just the uniform of House Deneth, as they have a familiarity with the mount of the noble, and perhaps have a larger loyalty to the mount than to the noble themselves. And when they get angry, and they do, Grorel does get angry, he rages out and transforms potentially some of his appendages into animal-like features, maybe even dragon-like features, with attacking with claws or a bite or a tail. Those features have scales that look almost dragon-like when they attack. Not very skilled in, more mental aptitude, despite knowing Elvish and how to ride on land vehicles such as caravans or coaches or things like that, and can try to persuade people or perceive what's happening in the world around them. But honestly, their best feature is being able to hit something very hard. Am I missing anything?
No, I think you've covered everything.
Because of their Eladrin, they're able to also use their tactical benefit of blinking, essentially using phase step in fights.
Yes.
Yeah, interesting character, Grorel. I like the image of than being this top-heavy bodyguard with a heart of rage. I don't know. They love it.
Definitely feels like someone I've seen in a gym before.
Yeah. It's like seeing that gym person and then having a cat walk out to them and have that gym person just ooh and ah and goo and ga over a cute cat, right?
That's perfect. I love that imagery.
Yeah. Except in this case, it's a dinosaur, perhaps.
Yeah,
Since
like a rideable dinosaur.
it is Eberron after all. Awesome. Grarel Arizas. What a cool character. Thank you so much, Brandy, for talking through their background or his background. And as always, we are going to make this character available. You can use it as an NPC in your game or, just kind of see where we came up with this background and story for Grarel from the character sheet. Brandy, how can people potentially ask you any questions about this character or any others on Twitter?
If you have any questions for me, you can always find me on Twitter at Dainty, DAYNTEE. And honestly, you can just kind of find me any of the other places that D&D community stuff happens, especially on our Discord.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, maybe we can put these on the Discord as well. I didn't even think about that. Great idea. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I am at Greg Tito on Twitter, and I'm looking forward to Grarel showing up in your games, perhaps in the future. Let us know if you do, in fact, use them or want to add to their backstory at all. It's super fun to create these random characters with you in live time, Brandy. So thank you again.
Thanks so much for having me. This was a ton of fun, Greg.
Yay.